Welcome to the first episode of Intro to Python series, where we will be covering all the basics knowledge needed to code Python. So, let's first get started with knowing what variables are. Variables are just like storage spaces in your computer. You store important things like value, files, and stuff like that. But in Python, we store values. For this storage, let's name it cool numbers. Then add an equal sign to indicate what this variable is stating. Then type in any number. So let's go with 516. Now we're just gonna print cool numbers. Let's see what we get. We'll get 516. All right. Now 516 is a whole number, which is an integer. What do we call numbers with decimals? Not a random decimal number we learned in primary school, but in Python we call them floats. Since 516 is an integer, how can we make it into a float or decimal number, if you would like to say that way? By just adding a decimal into it. So let's say cool numbers equal sign 516.15. Now printing cool numbers, we'll get 516.15. It will turn out to be the same with the added 0.15 at the end. We're halfway through. If you'd like me to create more of these content in this series, please tell me in the comments down below, and then pitch me other cool ideas. I'm willing to hear it. Now let's get back to learn how to change between variables. In here, if we want to change an integer into a float, we don't need to change the value of the variable itself, because in the future, you might not be able to. In fact, we can just write float in front of the print statement. This will give us the float number. So see, it will be print float, and then type in the variable name, which is the cool numbers. Now, if we try to print this with a float in front, it'll turn out to be 516.0. Now, this goes the same for if you want to change it from a float to an integer. If you want to change from a float to an integer, just type int where the float is right now. So it will become just 516. Variables may just seem to be a small section. In the very near future, variables are going to be something you can't live without if you're planning to code in the long run. That's it, guys. If you want to learn how to improvise that into a real project, check out the video on the right side. See you later, guys.